Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Werewolf by Night. This is the brand new, just in the last hour or so, uh, brand new Marvel MCU uh, special. It's a special one shot episode featuring, well, Werewolf by Night. Who else? I know it's a strange name. For me, it never felt right completely. Like what? Yes, it has that classic gothic horror kind of feel to it. It's meant to do that. It's meant to have that nice throwback horror thing. I'm trying to think. He was created like in this. I should have looked this up, but he was created like in the 70s or at the very early 60s. But it was a throwback to a lot of the horror comics and things like that from the 50s or so, right around that era. Because before there were superheroes in comics, like as the default setting for comics, it seemed there was westerns, there was sci-fi, and there was monsters. There was so much monsters. There was also like romance and things like that. But this is definitely a monster story, and it's definitely a. This is the most horror that we've ever really had in the MCU. Besides, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which was pretty freaky, pretty wild. You know, a zombie kind of, yeah, that was pretty gory, that was pretty big, but that was in theaters and it's now in Disney Plus. But this is fully a Disney Plus thing. It's not I was in theaters the other night in here in LA, but I didn't get to go to that. Where's my invite, Disney? Anyway, this is just a story of, yes, believe it or not, the werewolf in this, his name is Jack Russell. Yeah, like the terrier. Yeah, I have a feeling that was intentional. I don't know, but it's a guy named Jack. He is a werewolf, and well, I don't want to give away too much. In fact, I'm not going to spoil anything story wise in this, just because it's. You should discover it on your own. This is, if you like classic horror, if you like that classic style stuff, this is definitely something you want to watch. If you're a Marvel fan, obviously you want to watch this because this is something that, as Kevin Feige has said, the producer of all these things, um, this is gonna be the foundation for a lot of stuff going forward into the horror realm, in expanding the horror stuff in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And not only do we get Jack Russell, Werewolf by Night, but we also get Elsa Bloodstone, which is a much newer creation, but she's a descendant of Ulysses Bloodstone, which is a much older creation. He was a monster hunter, and he makes sort of an appearance in this film. But this is all about legacy and hunting monsters and everything else. And along with this, there is another character that shows up. If you've seen the trailers, you saw a split second of it. And I will not say what this character's name is, but that that character actually features more prominently in this film than this special than I thought he would. And in fact, whether you know it or not, that character actually does have a Marvel film of their own that is not part of the MCU. It was created just a few years before the MCU launched. But yeah, it's once you see what it is, who it is, you might want to look it up. It doesn't fit well with the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I doubt that it's going to figure into any of it. It's never going to really connect to anything, as far as I can tell. This I should say, I'm being very careful. I should say as scary. This isn't horror, like it's not like super scary like you'd expect a horror film to be, but it is, what you'd expect from a monster thriller, action adventure kind of thing. Don't expect it to be Saw or or even Freddy or whatever, like those kind of things that are, or Halloween. Halloween Ends coming up soon this month, but it's not meant to be that kind of horror. It is definitely old school monster horror, and it may surprise you at times here and there. So through this, again, I can't say a whole lot because it will spoil things. Just treat this as a jumping off point. This, as for it being for kids, I don't think this is necessarily good for little kids. This, while everything is in black and white, which was a conscious choice, with flares of color, specifically the red bloodstone, which stands out through all of this. It is made. I think older kids could handle it, like 9, 10 year olds maybe. Yours might be different. Mileage differs obviously when it comes to certain kids who are easily scared or not. But this is I wouldn't call this the kind of thing that would like, oh my god, adults freaking out in terror. That's not a thing you're going to deal with at all. But younger kids might find this a little bit. Little kids will definitely find this scary. Older little kids, I think they can handle it. They've seen they saw Doctor Strange, and they can handle that. It's a good measuring stick. If that freaked them out more than a little bit, then maybe you might want to avoid this. But for Marvel fans, honestly, if you're an old school Marvel fan, this is a must see. Absolutely. By the way, directed by Michael Giacchino, and I don't know if I'm ever pronouncing his name right. I met this man one time many years ago, and I never asked him how to pronounce his name, but. Opportunities missed. But he directed this. Now he's a composer. You know him as a composer for the Incredibles soundtrack, and so many other Pixar films, and Marvel and other Disney animated features, and also Star Wars. I can't remember which one he did, but he's all over the place. He's a composer. He's a guy who's cranking out music like a madman for so many Disney projects and others beyond that, but mainly Disney. So honestly, this is his first directorial project effort, and I think he did a great job. It looks gorgeous. It looks nice and creepy, and the black and white helps in helping to flesh out the spooky tone of this. This is definitely meant to be put on your next Halloween party for people who love Marvel stuff. Yeah, don't expect any kind of superheroics or anything else. But I mean, the black and white. Did I say this already? Is meant to help tone down the blood. There is a lot of blood in this. There is a lot of death in this. There's a lot of violence. So yeah, bloody violence, not gore, but there is some definite beheadings and stabbings and all sorts of other stuff. But because it's in black and white, it makes it more palatable, because red blood makes us scared, I guess, or it's not as nice if we see blood that's red. I guess people might faint. I don't know. I mean, they did that. Like I've said this before with friends of mine. We were talking about it, the choice they made with this. Like in Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill, the Crazy 88's fight in Kill Bill 1, that was when it was released here in America. It was in black and white because of the just tremendous amount of bloodshed that takes place when the bride is going up against all these ninjas. Just crazy battle fight. Yeah, blood everywhere. In the original version, which I've also seen, which is 1 and 2 put together in a single thing that they premiered at Cannes, whatever you want to say it. It's French. It was a single film, and it was Europe, and they can handle blood better than we can, I guess. I don't know. But that was in full color. So it's, when it comes to this, to be able to fit on Disney Plus without making it less accessible by putting some sort of parental guard on it, like, say, Deadpool films or Logan, things like that, which have profanity and and very intense violence. This is a way of sort of measuring that out without making it less accessible. So I think yeah, you know what, pretty much anybody who has a love of classic horror and Marvel fans, honestly, this is an important, fun piece. And don't expect it to just be scary or anything else. It's actually funny. There's funny moments throughout this, and we have not seen the last of these characters. Not just Werewolf by Night, but also Bloodstone, By the way, Jack is played by Gael Garcia Bernal. He is I can't. I was looking at what he's done. I think he did a movie called Old, which is a M. Night Shyamalan movie. He did some other things you might recognize. But Laura Donnelly plays Elsa, and she, last we saw her, she was doing The Nevers on HBO, which was originally a Joss Whedon project that kind of was like a Victorian era X-Men kind of thing. That has sort of gone off into the ether. We don't know. I don't know what's happening with that. But that's where I was like, where have I seen her before? Oh, yes, the Nevers. So they are the two main characters in this, and you will see them again. Plus that other character that I will not mention, but I got the biggest kick out of seeing, which is it's just fun. And it's not, he's there in a way you don't expect, which is just fantastic. So yeah, I can't recommend this enough. This is just, for me, I have a feeling, I usually watch this kind of thing with my friends. Of course I had to watch this right at midnight, and that's why this will be up earlier than usual, tomorrow morning, or this morning. My friend, he was going to wait until like next week when he was free. He's the biggest Werewolf by Night fan and Moon Knight fan, of course. And by the way, Moon Knight, his first appearance appeared in a Werewolf by Night comic. I think it was 32 or 132. 32, something like that. 32, I think. My brain is farting on me right now. But Moon Knight, I was almost expecting Moon Knight to show up at some point. Well, the biggest nerd gasm that nerds will ever have, Marvel fans, Marvel zombies, will ever have, is the moment that Jack Russell meets Moon Knight. I'm just telling you right now. When they battle at some point, because it's Werewolf and Mummy, and I mean, yes, you understand, Moon Knight is the Mummy superhero. So so once we get the Werewolf superhero and the Mummy superhero together, and with the Frankenstein and a vampire, Blade. Once we get all those together, maybe we'll have the Midnight Suns at some point. They're doing that with a video game. Huh. Yes. So this is very important for what's to come in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I've talked a lot. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
499.
499. Almost at the very end of the list. We only have 555 things? Okay. This time. Okay. We have a series. And I'm not sure what this is. I'm not really sure. It feels like it's another language series, like non-English series, but we'll find out. Not just because of the name, because I've seen it in the list, and it seemed like it was made in another country, but I could be completely wrong. But yeah, hey, we're gonna be watching Tierra Incognita, not Terra, but Tierra Incognita. So, yeah, Hidden Land. Tierra, whatever. We'll figure that out tomorrow. Tierra Incognita is next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.